Walking the dog.
Hey,
Hey,
Jerome. Hi, Melody. Hi, Arthur. Mr. John Tier.
there he is. Yep. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. It is 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, or whatever time it happens to be where you are right now watching this on the replay or live we are on YouTube now. Thank you so much for joining us. It's time for the Inner Circle and our breakthrough sessions. And we appreciate the fact that you're joining us here on the Inner Circle. You know what? We've got two new people that have joined the Inner Circle that I want to recognize before we get things going. First of all, Monty Sandlin and then Dennis Allen. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we look forward to many more interactions with you here in the Inner Circle, as well as in all of our other broadcasts that we have where we have Robert here or whatever takes place. We're just glad to have you with us on the Inner Circle and got to recognize you as well. So, I see one hand up, Lisa Marie, and you finally got your camera fixed, so that's a good sign. I look forward to hearing more from you. For those of you who want to interact with Robert, who want a slight breakthrough session, it's very simple to do. We need to ask that you raise your hand. And here is the way. I've already put that in the chat in Zoom. If you want to ask a question of Robert in YouTube, go ahead and then I'll ask it on your behalf. But for those of you in Zoom, you can either do the same thing in the chat or raise your hand by putting your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see our pictures here. Then on the bottom of the screen, there should be something there that says reactions. If not, then click on the more button and look for reactions there. Then you will click on the raise hand button and we will call on you. Now I see Lisa Marie has her hand up and I see that Anthony, who is on the walk, has his hand up. So let's get started with just some opening comments by the gentleman with whom we are about to get our breakthroughs with. He is an incredible GPS to success, a dear friend. He's helped 67 people as of this date become millionaires, and he's here to help us go to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Robert Hollis!
Thank you, Craig, the hostess with the mostest. And hi, all the new people. Hi, Peter and Linda. It's nice to see you on here. Some of the new people that are on here, this is great. And it is great to see Lisa Marie instead of not seeing her. It's that's definitely a better camera because she's sure more beautiful than ever. So that's awesome. You know, I really don't have any opening statements. You know, today is didn't get much sleep last night because of all the incredible stuff that's happening with the upcoming convention. And so I've been doing a lot of stuff to have to prepare with for a better theoretical example and going over it a million times in my head to make it sync with the brand buck. So, you know, yeah, I don't know if any of you have really created any PowerPoints in your life, but that's a whole different experience. So, you know, it's like when I create something that I haven't created in a while, I immediately figure out that I'm human, and I do have a few chosen words to say when things don't work right. So it's always awesome. It's always challenging and good to learn new stuff. So let's go ahead and get started, Craig. I normally don't have a cup of coffee during the day, but I am today, and we'll get these knocked out.
Sounds like a plan. So I did say that we got Anthony Lombardo who's coming up, but first, Lisa Marie Cook, welcome back. It's good to see you. Glad you got your camera fixed, and welcome. Please unmute yourself and let's get started.
Hi guys, I'm so happy to be back.
Hi, Lisa Marie.
Okay.
How are you?
I am finer than frog's hair.
Yes, yes, you are.
I am also blessed and highly favored. So
I knew that.
uh,
I knew that
just so you
already.
know, just so you know, I'm learning that more and more. I've got a couple of I got to give myself more wins because your videos have uh really been kind of hitting me in the chops lately.
Good,
I'm
good.
telling you. Yeah, because I am the biggest bully to
Yeah,
myself. I'm improving though. I feel
good.
it. I feel it in my bones, so that's kind of
I'm
cool.
proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I am too. First of all, a couple of wins. I am on day 28 tonight of doing the God memorandum, and as long
Yes.
as I have been around, I'm embarrassed to say that this is the farthest that I have been with.
See, that's a win. That's a win. Present tense. That's a win.
Yeah, it is. See, I beat myself up in my head right now. I'm just
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah, yeah. And if you realize, Lisa Marie, I first of all, I love you, and I wish I was there to give you a big hug. And just know that you're sensitive like that because it's the best way that when you become aware of something, right? Especially with personal development, you become aware. Just always think of yourself as being so sensitive that you got the worst sunburn ever.
I've had one
Yeah.
of those. Yeah, they
Okay.
hurt.
And imagine no one knows about it. So they walk up and they put their hand on your shoulder, or they
Right.
slap you on the back and say, "How you doing?" And it's like, it's like, so understand as you're aware of you getting gooder and gooder and gooder. Just always understand that's that Dino in there going, can you imagine where you'd be if you would have did this the first time you heard it?
No kidding. No kidding.
See, and I'll tell you always how to tell whether it's Dino or somebody else. The way you feel. So as soon as that says, God, can you imagine where you'd be if you did this from the beginning? It doesn't matter because I'm doing it now.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It
And
wasn't
and
it, you know what? I have to think that I just was not ready to be that person yet.
it's not that.
You
It's
know?
not that at all. It's all about the stars aligning. And the other way that we beat the hell out of ourselves, Lisa Marie, is everyone thinks they got that, like they're running out of time. That is just that is
Yeah,
the
I've
biggest bullshit in the world.
that was a
So
big one for me
yeah.
before, but I've chilled big time on that one. I have
Mhm.
because I'm cool with
So the
that.
stories of Colonel Sanders and the stories like that of Walt Disney, it's like, oh my
Mhm.
God, do you do it so often that you file bankruptcy so many times that you just become homeless and so you just give it all up and all of a sudden it's like, well, it's hard for the mind to go back to where it expanded. And so once you got that vision of expansion, it was I really, really understand how important theoretical examples are, Lisa Marie, because as I'm doing these, and I always start by doing them in my head first. And when I just think about, wow, where in the world, honestly, where in the world can you go? Because even as a subscriber, if you looked at brand bucks or whatever you're doing as a subscription, right? What if
Mhm.
you just said that you got $1 per subscription? That's all you got. Well, then that allows you to go, well, I want an extra $5,000, so I need to do 5,000 subscriptions. It's like the
Right.
numbers are just so clear.
They
And
are.
the fun part about this is I changed my theoretical from 90 to 100 to mirror brand bucks. And so all the numbers are just round numbers. It's like, well, I want to make $5,000 a month. Well, then you need, 50,000 of volume, which is 500 people. And it's
Right.
like, wow. So I always tell people, mentally in your mind, just go, I'm going to get to 500 people myself. I don't care. I'm going to go through all the numbers and I'm going to do what I can to get 500 people. But it's
Mhm.
impossible if you're showing the theoretical example for some of those 500 people to go, no, that's bullshit. I'm getting 500. You're going, well,
Right.
all right, if one of those by God's grace lands on your left and your right side, it's like, man, that happened for me very fast. Like,
Yeah.
right now, Joshua Darmella, it's so funny where he sent me a screenshot because he just went over 7,500 people in his group. And you guys have known Joshua Darmella for a long time.
Mhm.
So let's just go back 4 months ago. If you ask Joshua how many active people he'd have in his group, he'd say, I maybe 12, maybe 13. Holy crap. It can happen that fast. It definitely.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm waiting for that. I have to, I'll be honest though, my business has kind of really stalled out bad. It was going so good, pre and post Nashville was going amazing. And it just like I hit a brick wall. What I have noticed that I have been doing differently, and so
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking at, right? I've been
Yeah,
constant.
the more clarifying, the more clear you get about the audience and avatar that you want.
Hmm.
Again, understanding that the reason some people have the people that they do is because they built that audience. I don't think that I could guess what a Taylor Swift song is. But then I heard that her pre-sale tickets for her concert in a movie went by Barbie, and it hasn't come out yet. And I'm going like, what the hell? What kind of magic does this girl have?
Wow, pretty
Where she
hot.
can show up at a football game and one guy's jersey goes up 400%. It's a fascinating world that we live
It
in.
is. It
But
is.
the whatever they call themselves, the Swifties or whatever. So whenever
Mhm.
again, watch your words, Lisa Marie, because I do them too. I totally do them too. We're all human. But saying that, that it's stalled out, or you got to start over, or here we go again. Those are all words that have to deal with failure.
Right. And I don't feel like I'm failing at all right
Yeah.
now
Yeah, like you're
because,
like you did something wrong. So it's like
right.
you just want to say, that's why I love watching documentaries. I shared on a video recently that Terry and I always watch all these sports documentaries, and the one on Beckham, to watch the ups and downs of everybody's career. To watch the ups and downs of everybody's career.
Right.
It's like we only see us, right? And
Right.
so, watching that documentary, for him to be the youngest person that ever played, I mean, he got drafted and signed to a contract like when he was 15, 16 years old.
Wow.
And it was
That's
just
crazy.
knowing, I mean, it was crazy how good he was. I think his dad later on the documentation, when he started playing soccer for the first time, he won like 261 games in a row. It's
Whoa.
like he never lost. And so now he's, in the upper leagues, and they win all this stuff and win all this stuff. And then the next thing you know, Europe or whatever calls him to be on the World Cup stage. And then he gets red carded. And everywhere he went, people were spitting on him, yelling
Oh,
at him. People were doing mannequins with his jersey and hanging it up like they're hanging him. And it's like, how did he go from being a person that everyone thought was the best in the world to making one little tiny mistake that even the guy that he did it to said that was an imaginary kick? It was nothing. And then just have the world to him just hate him,
Oh, that's
and I'm just going
devastating.
like, holy crap, how do you pull you out of, I mean, it's bad enough
Right.
that we beat ourselves up, right, Lisa Marie? Imagine
Mhm.
every time that you heard anything on radio or TV or newspaper or whatever, everyone was saying that you were the worst thing that ever happened.
Right. Oh my gosh, you would never want to leave your home. You
It's
wouldn't.
just nuts. And how he was able to pull it all back together, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And then go on another run until something else stupid happens, you know what I mean? It was just
Right.
like, it's just amazing where they won like a trifecta or something like that. It's last time it was done was like in 72, and they won all three of these like a trifecta thing. And he did something, I don't remember what it was, but his coach was definitely I won't say any negative words, but he did something like, okay, we won a trifecta, so I'm going to jump in my vehicle and drive to London and spend some time with my wife. And so he comes home and he basically tells him, hey, I sold you to another company. I sold you to another team. And he's like,
Wow.
what? And he said when he was trying to get into where they kicked him out of, that he's been with forever, that they wouldn't even let him in to talk to the person that fired him or traded him, and he's like, I'm like going, so watching the most famous and successful people on the planet go in these ups and downs. I mean, Warren Buffett, we don't hear about his ups and downs. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. So we don't hear about any of these people. And
Mhm.
that's what I do, Lisa Marie, to remind myself that it's just not happening to me. I'll never forget when Bill Gates did a commercial, which was funny, where he retired from Microsoft. And they
Mhm.
showed him take a box of stuff and he put it on his Prius, right? And a security guard came out and started pulling trophies out of his box. And he's going, what are you doing? And he said, those are not personal trophies. Those are Microsoft trophies. And he did it as a joke, though. But it was
Uh-huh.
still like, damn, you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Right.
And so the crazy story of it is that, now he's just a chairman of the board and he's doing his nonprofit organization. And then all of a sudden, imagine getting this call and it says, we need you. What do you mean you need me? Well, the government just sent us a bunch of papers saying that we're a monopoly and you need to show up and testify in front of Congress and Senate.
Oh my.
That might not be a good phone call.
No.
So now he's got to go in and defend that he's not a monopoly, and he won. But still, that could not be hey, the last time they did that was with AT&T, and that didn't turn out very good.
That's funny. That's
Yeah,
funny.
so you just got to regroup. But I'm so proud of you, Lisa Marie. I'm so proud
Well,
of you.
I actually, and I want to encourage, if I know a lot of you have finished that 100 days, and I believe that I can tell the difference of the people who have
Yep.
and who really haven't, or you know what I mean? I don't want to say
Yeah,
that, but it's
you actually see a place where a person is consistently coming from gratitude. They are
yeah.
consistently coming from appreciation.
So
They
is it normal to really kind of beat yourself up even more so because it's like the
Yes,
more aware I am, it's like,
yes,
holy
yes,
shit.
yes.
It,
When we push into anything, there's this thing that is very obvious with muscles, right? but to create any kind of muscles, you have to have resistance. To do
Right.
anything, you have to have resistance. So when we step into something new with personal development, it's like it feels like everything in the world's trying to stop us from completing that.
It does. Oh my gosh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
But see, that makes me so defensive. It's, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's,
instead of defensive though, think of it as, oh, I'm getting somebody's attention.
oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, some people go crazy and talk about, you know, evil and Satan and the devil and all of that stuff. Me personally, I read the end of the book, we won. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So us thinking that something other than our personal will, even when you listen to 6 phase meditation or anything at Abraham Hicks stuff, again, we're creating the resistance.
We
So
are.
yeah,
Yeah.
so in Abraham Hicks's stuff, I remember the first time I heard this is when all of a sudden she said, it's not like you're trying to have and I've heard this twice now. So you guys, if you get beat up with stuff, you want to think, why are you hearing this over and over again? And this is like the second or third time that I've heard in the last week. The goal is not to have more positive thinking. The goal is to have less negative thinking and have less resistance thoughts. Because
Okay.
if there's no resistance to what we're doing, then we achieve it miraculously. There's another miracle. There's another miracle. So it's not like I'm not thinking positive enough. It's I have to rebuke these resistance thoughts.
Right. Or at least catch yourself. And
Yeah.
yeah. And, you know, I said something the other day and it's like, oh my gosh, now I need an affirmation to fix that. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah, I would say the more I'm learning right now, it's just being more aware of the thoughts that you're having and have less negative, less resistant thoughts. Don't try to overpower it with positive affirmations.
Okay.
It's
You know
just,
what? I am doing it right then. I
yeah,
am,
yeah,
because
it's
I
going,
feel
yeah,
it.
and just going, you know, and I always tell people, here's how you have the power, right? You and Freddie are probably this way, but my wife's always nice and asking me where I want to eat
Mhm.
when she really doesn't care. It's
Right.
hilarious, you know. So she'll say, "Well, where you want to eat?" And she knows me well enough that I'll go, "Well, we should eat at the Corral." You know, she goes, "We've never eaten there." And I said, "Yeah, but now you get to choose without turning me down." So if I said, "Hey, you
That's
know,
cute.
let's go to this place," and she says, "Well, what about this place?" You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's funny. David, who is it? The Seinfeld guy, Larry David. Larry David calls them empty gestures. You know, so we say, well, Lisa Marie, just let me know what I could do for you. I'm here for you. And you go, well, now that you think about it, you know, I could think of something you could do for me. And it's like, listen, I was just saying that. I wasn't serious.
Right. I hear
Yeah.
you.
So, you
I
know,
hear
so
you.
yeah,
Mhm.
but you being, I'm so proud of you that you're aware of it. See, if you're aware of it, it really is just something simple as, you know, this stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And you
that's
just
where
go,
I'm getting. I'm getting there.
yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because the 100 days really is a small benchmark for us to hit, and watch what kind of miracle happens in your life, Lisa Marie, after you complete it.
Mhm. And I will complete it
Yeah,
because I look forward to it every night now. I do.
because what will click in your mind is another win.
Hmm.
You go, man,
For sure.
I can set a goal to do something for 100 days and not blow it off.
I don't know if it's just me and the type of person I am, but 100 days is a huge commitment. I'm sorry, but even I've been married 42 years. That's a huge commitment right there. But you know what I'm saying, though. But 100 days, and to actually do it every night. You know what I mean?
I'm looking forward to celebrating with that with you, Lisa.
I am too. I am too. I did have a couple of questions, and
Okay.
also I've been reading your book. We
Wow. Thank
had
you.
a conversation about that, and sorry about that. I hit it. I have started recording and everything, and I am gaining so much. I don't know if it's reading that book aloud or what the heck it is, but things have just started, almost like a little, I'm not going to say it's clicking, baby, because I've got a ways to go, but
Right.
but it's, don't be afraid to watch Robert's videos again and again if you need to, because I'm telling you, I catch something every flipping time.
Yeah,
I do.
that's another thing, that discipline of being focused and having retention without having your mind wander. We're just people doing people things, man.
Right.
And so, I still listen to stuff, and I just thank you for doing that, Lisa Marie. I'm proud of you.
I am so excited to share it with everybody because I'm sure they have access to it, but it doesn't matter. It feels like it would be a gift that I could give to whoever. And
So cool.
I do, these are the questions that I had pertaining to that, actually, because I've got it unlisted right now. Nobody can get at it, but or see it, whatever, hear it. And it's no big deal, believe me, it's not. My voice is not something that you would pay to hear.
Hey, that's untrue.
It is true. Have you ever heard me sing?
Hey, it doesn't matter.
But
It doesn't matter. You should unlist. You should make them public.
well, I don't have them all uploaded yet. That's why it's not.
One at a time.
That was one of the questions, if I could do that, because I want it out there. Now, while doing this, I want to be promoting you. And so my description has got everything pointing to you. And I just need to know, are there certain things that I should have on the end screen as far as a specific video that I could veer them to?
No, you should change everything that you do should be a video that points back to you, so people can get back to you. So what you could do with each video, except for the first one, is lead a description to the next video, lead a description to the next video. So
right.
People,
okay.
Yeah. And there's no need to send them to me. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. Right. I will make them public. In fact, I was telling Fred, I said I should put it on podcast too. Why not?
Yeah, like Arthur said, make an end cap to the next video.
Okay. Oh, I'm not looking at the chat. My apologies. Okay, so then but I want to edify and promote you.
You are.
Okay.
You are, just by doing the book. I mean, gee whiz, that's one of the best blessings that you could give to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. But you already have the audio. But thank you for making me feel like that. So
No, I'd rather steer people to your videos if they want to have someone read it to them, because you come from the purest heart, Lisa Marie.
My intentions are always good, and people don't always perceive you that way, but that's their problem.
That is their problem.
That is their problem. I am okay. So
you're better than okay. You're frog's hair.
Yeah, I am finer than frog's hair. That's pretty pretty fine.
Yep.
All
I'm
right,
proud of you, Lisa Marie.
that's really all I got, and I can't wait to share the the audio with the inner circle
Yep.
and
Do,
I,
do,
you
me-
know what?
do us a favor. Do us a
Mhm.
favor. Make sure that some of the people, post below if you'd like Lisa to let you know when she's done a video, because that's the hardest part. We're all busy people. We're all doing a million things.
It
And so
is,
trying
yeah.
to, support people and everything that they're doing is sometimes difficult. So,
That is, and I just in this last week have been noticing, you know, um, I have been going off in a certain area as far as trying to, find where I feel good at,
right.
and what I want to do. And I think I found that. However, my engagement has decreased dramatically.
You
And,
you
but
can't look at that.
I know it. I know it.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard not
Um,
to. Yeah.
I think definition of faith is believing in something without seeing evidence that it's coming to
Hmm.
pass, right?
Hmm.
So as soon as you look at any likes or comments or hearts or anything, it's funny because if you guys look at the YouTube channel that I've been building for a while now, maybe a little over a year and a half, it is crazy to me how we get 130, 180, sometimes 200 views, but yet we don't have that many likes. We
Right.
sure in the hell don't have that many comments.
That's
And
right.
based off the views that we're having, it's like, how hard would it be to subscribe?
I know.
They just don't, right, Craig? It's like,
No,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I
So,
watch my friends on the computer and that's kind of, what I observe quite a bit, and they will do anything except, oh my God, I can't hit that like,
well, yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's like the majority of the people in the world want to observe anonymously.
But
Like,
yeah, you know what? They know everything we're doing
yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
grief. Who are you hiding from?
Yeah,
You know?
it's like that whole thing where if you ever posted on your social media that you got a new job, it pretty much looks like all the people that ever followed you or was your friend come out to congratulate you. It's like
Mm,
they come out of the woodworks when you got a new job. You
sure.
you post that you got a new business opportunity, crickets.
Right, right. But you know what? You can see how many people are viewing your videos. And I'm telling you what, they don't want you to know it, but they are watching you.
They're watching. They're
They,
watching.
I just hit 25,000 views. That's, I'm like, well, and I think that was just because of one video, because it was Fred. It was Fred. They love him. I'm like, would you just partner with me here?
Yeah, you gotta catch him when he's not paying attention. Just
Right.
just like that kid does. I forget that young kid.
The Gen
That
X
goes,
one.
yeah, Gen X one. Yeah,
Okay.
it's funny the stuff he gets out of him.
I
Well,
I
Lisa
didn't mean to
Marie,
take,
you haven't been on here in a while, so thank you for coming on. You're,
yeah, and I'm sorry for taking up so much time, but yeah, I was overdue.
why are you sorry again?
I'm not. I deserve my time with you too. So
I
okay.
love you. I love you, and
I
you're
love you.
never taking up too much time. You're special. You're
I love
special.
all you guys. Our inner circle is amazing. You rock.
And Lisa Marie, if I may say something about
Yeah.
voice wise, if it's coming from the heart, that's all that matters.
Mm,
Okay? Because look at how many different voices are out there, especially when it comes to animation.
all
Golly.
right. Oh, no
Okay,
kidding.
you know
Yeah.
that. Okay, and just to take a quick moment, I know we have hands raised, but you know that Bart Simpson has been a woman for the last ever
Oh,
since it
I
started.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not. Well, look at Edith Bunker. Do you,
Golly.
do you know, I'm dating myself here, but do you remember Edith Bunker
Oh yeah.
and the voice that she had? Archie
She,
Ow,
Bunker?
Archie!
yeah.
Yes, but her real voice was absolutely beautiful, and she
Mm-hmm.
could sing like I don't know, a bird.
Jim
It was
Neighbors is another one.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So speak from the heart.
Yeah,
That's what people want to hear. They want to hear your voice from the heart, not from here.
right,
Yeah,
right.
they're don't
Absolutely.
listen. Don't listen.
Exactly.
Gene Stapleton. Yeah, you got
I
it.
love you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Love you too,
You bet.
Robert.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And Lisa, thank you. All right. We've got 4 hands up. We got the David O. Oliver team, Peter and Linda, James Saunders. But first, before we get to everybody else, we got to go to Anthony Lombardo, who looks like he's back in his home office, or at least back at home. So, Anthony, open up and please share with us. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. Yeah, I'm in the home office, and we just completed our walk. And Lisa Marie, you are killing it with the God's memorandum because I'm actually slacking to keep up the consistency to read it every night. So you said that you're going on day 28. That is awesome. One day I'll try to catch up to you. And going back to like documentaries that Robert was talking about that I love to watch over and over again. I find myself watching the one about Shawn Michaels and the Montreal screw job over and over
Yeah.
because I feel like I get more and more out of it. Because Shawn Michaels, he is, so charismatic, but he had his vices. He went into drug addiction. And when he came back from his back injury, I think he was better than ever as far as
Yeah.
from a performance standpoint. So it doesn't matter how far you fall, it's how you get up and rise up, almost like the Rocky story. He gets beaten up, but he always, rises up to the occasion and eventually,
Great analogy, Anthony.
yeah, definitely. And also there was a question that I had, and this one actually stemmed from my discussion with Candace Bird Davis, where she told me one time that if I ever looked at her profile, that it's not always buy my stuff. She's sharing value, she's sharing gratitude, she's sharing the benefits of the products. I guess my simple question is that if I were to do, because you know me, Robert, I really love doing video content, whether it be stories or
Sure.
reels. If I were to share product benefits in a video that has a link to buy it, is that something that I should always be doing, subconsciously, or have people just ask me for the link of where to get it?
Me personally, I hear all this stuff, and every time I hear stuff, we were just talking about this on the podcast that we just did. My default settings, Anthony, all the time is going, how do you know that? How do you know that? So I've heard forever these people that talk about that they believe that they figured out the algorithm for some social media platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, there's this thing that pops up in my mind that goes, bullshit. It's just, I don't care who it is. Because here's my point. If you knew exactly what the algorithm would do to drive more traffic to a web page to get more sales, then you're just not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's how, because I come from the mechanical world, right? So that's where documentation beats conversation comes from. So you get these people that say that they're masters at social media, but their pages don't show it. Their amount of people that engage with it doesn't show it. The number of links that they got or the volume that they're doing doesn't have it. So my suggestion to you is, instead of thinking that it's a science, just go with your instincts and your heart. The reason that you see me always lean one way is because in a week, it'll be 37 years for me.
Wow.
So 37 years of having someone literally, no BS, not physically, but literally verbally beat my ass into submission. because I knew he cared for me. I knew he cared for me. And he goes, Robert, I don't know why your default programming always goes to doing something that 95% of the people on the planet don't want to do. He goes, why do you constantly don't hear the figures that a majority of the people on the planet do not like sales and they don't like to be sold? Let me say that again. They don't like sales and they don't like to be sold. So you go into frickin' sales mode. It's like there's got to be something wrong with the programming, like driving around in a car and then all of a sudden you just go right and stick it into the wall. If you do that more than 3 times, you don't have a job anymore. Because you won't stop doing that. You're wrecking the car. And so in this industry, Anthony, I'm always going to share with you is my goal for every one of you, regardless if you believe me or not. My goal for you, Anthony, is to make mid-6 figures to $1 million a year and have the ultimate freedom to spend with your wife and your new baby. That's my goal. What I want for you, I want for myself. So when my mentor beat it in my head, Robert, listen, stop doing things that average people can't duplicate. Can you just effing stop it? Just stop it. And Anthony, I'm a human being just like you. I'm a people doing people things. So my mentor came up and he says, hey, he said, a bunch of people told me that you were selling 3-ring binders. And I said, yeah. And he goes, can I see one? And I put together the perfect presentation. Of course, back then, we don't have PowerPoints. We don't have any of this stuff. So I took 3-ring binders. I put plastic in them, plastic sheets, and I put third-party documentation in them, putting together the perfect presentation. Man, did I just get my ass handed to me. And I go, well, people are not gonna, he goes, Robert, you're not doing product presentations. Can I ask you a question? Sure. How much you made so far this year? Man, 280,000. He goes, well, why did you stop showing my video? Well, I'm a national marketing director now. So now that you got a high rank and you're making 38,000 a month, it's time to F up the system. Really, really smart. Yeah, but he goes, yeah, but shut your face. And so I'm talking about my first 18 months, Anthony, just this always trying to reinvent the wheel, always trying and see, like Lisa Marie, you know what I mean? My heart's in the right place.
Right.
I love the product. The product was working. The product's documented. So you always fall back into this part where you just keep going into that programming. So when you ask me, should you do those things? My first response is no. No, why don't you just do what helps other people and will get you to your goal the fastest?
Basically, just showing the benefits and not asking for the sale and not asking them to click on a link.
Yeah, because here's the deal. If other people can't do that, then when you bring brand new people in, just always know that the way you bring people in is the way they believe they got to do the business. And if you tell them, hey, listen, I really appreciate you clicking on my link and coming in and buying an executive pack at FFX. I love it. I love it. And then you're going to say, but really, truly, this is the way you should do the business. And they're like, I know what Anthony's doing. Anthony's making so much freaking money doing it this way that he doesn't want any competition. So he's telling me not to do what he's doing. People are the weirdest thing in the world, man. So, I'm going to tell you just to constantly just do what you want. And you'll always see the results are whatever you're doing, you're always going to see your results 60 days from now.
Mm-hmm.
And so every 60 days when you come to me, you go, Robert, man, I just can't get anybody in my group to fricking do anything. Just remember, I'm going to laugh and go, yeah, really? So they won't do what you're doing? Because that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key is building an organization of average people ordinary people that want to be extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to be extraordinary by everyone doing something that's so simple and easy that everybody looks at it and goes, oh my God, are you kidding me? That's all you do? I could do that.
Yeah, and me, expecting a first child, now I fall into the audience of, first-time dads or stay-at-home dads. Hopefully, one day it will be stay-at-home dad.
Absolutely, it will be.
And then I'll toy with the fact that should I go down the corporate audience because I'm an accountant working in the corporate world, or do I go into this new world of stay-at-home dads? So that's a question.
Both of those are real true avatars. Both of those are real true avatars because you live them.
Exactly.
Yeah, funny. Arthur at the same time said, "Do both." Yeah, you want to do who you are. You really, really, really do.
And what I'm finding is that
go ahead.
What I'm finding is that when I go into a group, I join a group for stay-at-home parents or looking for side hustle and opportunities. You look for posts of people blankly asking, "Is there any opportunities to work from home?"
Yeah.
And then that's where I go to write a comments, and I've gotten several prospects out of it. Not, a lot of them go through and, sign up to be an affiliate or a customer, but it is always a source that I can go to look for people.
Right. Yeah, and just how are you steering them?
Right.
See?
By giving them leading on the opportunity.
Yeah, I want 1 million people that want to make enough money where they get their product for free. I want a lot of people that have just enough people in their group where they're in profit every month. With a view to go more in profit, because those people are loyal. Super, super, super loyal. Because they're working toward their dream because you shared the dream with them.
Right. Being around their kids, being around their family more.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that would not only want to be around their kids, but they'd want to have enough money. So all the extra stuff that your wife has to do, except being a mom. Like, be honest, Anthony, I don't think your wife should be cooking, and I don't think your wife should be cleaning the house. I don't think your wife should be cleaning the clothes.
Oh, I've been stepping up in that department besides the cooking. She told me specifically
wait a minute.
I can't cook.
Wait a minute, Anthony, I don't think you should be doing it either. I messed up. Yeah. That's funny. Anthony's like, hey, I'm stepping up. No. Hire somebody. Hire somebody.
The day will come,
you,
Robert.
Anthony. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
You bet.
Anthony, thank you so very much. Appreciate it. All right. Let's go ahead. Before I move on, just wanted to give a shout out to James Saunders. James, thank you very much for the donation. That's in the YouTube. If you want to donate to the charities that Robert supports, look on the very bottom of the chat on YouTube. There's a button there with a $sign on it. Click on that and then just go ahead and donate. All of the proceeds will go to Robert's organizations that he works with. So thank you again, James. We appreciate you. You're coming up, But first, Peter and Linda beat you to the hand-raising punch. So I'm going in order since they were the first ones to beat you to the punch. We're going to go ahead, open up, and let them share what they want to share. Unmute yourselves, and let's get going.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Hi, Linda. Hi,
So
Peter. How are you?
I'm excited to be here.
Finally get to meet you.
Yeah, we met in Nashville, and we have been tuning in through YouTube, but this is the first time that we come here through Zoom, and so grateful that we
Big
get
hug.
this
I'm giving
opportunity.
you a big hug.
Actually, we revamped our own website, and we put some pictures there from Nashville, and you and your wife are there, so you should go and check it out.
Send me a link. Send me a link, Peter, so I can go like
because
it.
you're right there.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. How did you do that? I don't know.
It's an Apple update. So I
Oh.
updated my Apple computer, and everybody was going, "How do you do that?" And it's like, I think James helped me with it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for this opportunity. I have a couple of questions.
Sure, please.
So the first one is, we are starting to build in Colombia. My background is in Colombia. I'm from Colombia. So I went in August, like for a week, and got some people started and everything. But so my question to you is obviously because you have been working in Nigeria. So first of all, not too many products, right?
Right.
Just a smaller selection. And number two, obviously, it is a third world country, so it is more difficult to get started in terms of, well, now the brand backs, it makes it easier, but to have the money per se, the capital, right? So if you can just throw some ideas, I don't know, of your journey, like what are you doing, how I can help others.
I have a guy that I can hook Peter to. His name is Daniel. And this guy is one of the best guitar players I've ever seen in my life. And he was born and raised there along with his wife, and he's from Colombia. And so a lot of the videos that I have, his wife and his wife are, the way they make money is they do translations. So they did so many translations for me, and also did videos for me with Spanish language, that they decided to get in business with me. So it's so I'll connect you with him, because his YouTube channel, he's taken the videos that I use in the process that I do them in, and he's the word escapes me, but he puts the Spanish words over the videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And then my son's on here, Matthew, and now with AI, I'm just telling you guys, Matthew sent me a video, and it's me talking in Spanish. And when you watch, if you watch my mouth, I'm enunciating the Spanish words correctly. It's not a dub. You know how
Yes.
it's dubbed, but
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm just like, I don't understand how it's going to be spooky. What that kind of stuff does.
Any chance you can send us the link to our information on what he's using? Because we did the same thing for a few videos of Josh and Jenna. We converted them to Spanish with a voice dub over, but it's not the best, you know.
Right? Sometimes it's
The
too fast,
company-
and then it slows down.
Yeah, the company that I use is rev.com, rev.com. But Peter, if you send me a link, I'll send you the stuff.
Fue divertido.
Will do. Watch this. I don't know how I can. Let me see if I can share here. Tell me if this shows up.
We see
Yeah,
you.
you're good.
Fue divertido. Vi una publicación que decía
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
When I click on it, it looked like it stayed in the Telegram. It didn't.
It's dark right now, but it goes back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only showing that screen area.
una publicación que decía los 50 mejores libros. los
That
50
sounds very natural.
todos los tiempos que necesitas leer para ser un emprendedor exitoso.
Could you guys see?
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, but if you've seen the video, I don't know how to do the video, just a video, but it's
Yeah.
let me try this. But anyway, you guys know what I'm saying. It's and so
Feel free to share that in our group.
Let me see here.
If you want to share it in the other Telegram group that we have, the Inner Circle Telegram group.
Oh yeah.
That'd
But
be beautiful.
where this is going and how fast this is growing to be able to run my videos through AI, and I'm speaking in Hungarian, or I'm speaking in Spanish, or I'm speaking in Portuguese. It's gonna be fun. But yeah,
I'm an IT guy. I've been an IT guy for over 30 years. So I'm loving this technology.
that is crazy. Yeah, some people are scared of it, but I'm afraid they're gonna be left behind. They're gonna
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
What other questions did you have, Linda?
The question is, how do you get a brand new affiliate started? Basically, what I'm trying to get to is, if you speak with somebody and you say, okay, what's your job? What do you do? You can just go very easily explain what you're doing. Or, for example, if you are applying for a job, it tells you exactly kind of like the qualification, what is required, what you need to do. So I think that because I don't have it like that crystal clear, like the roadmap type of thing, that is really slowing me down. Like I almost feel like the presentation with Jefferson Santos, the animal, the figurine that has all the things that it doesn't look like.
Yeah, Linda, Craig posted in here, and Peter, you can ask for it again. And next steps, you'll see that I interview Joshua and Coach Joshua from Nigeria, and then also Mary. And what I do is, when I teach people the process of how to do it and they get results really, really fast, then what I do is I interview them so you can see the process that I do it in. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't do what I do. They're not even close. Like a lady reached out to me today and said, I'm trying to bring people in, but when the time of the live presentation comes on Thursday, it's in the middle of the night for these people. What do I do? And I go, I haven't promoted live events since the internet was created. and here's why. My mentor, when I first got in, taught me how to edify and promote him and use a VHS tape. My mentor was so smart that he knew that he wasn't available there for me. So now that empowered me to connect with people, ask them if they know anyone that needs to make extra money. They usually say, well, what is this? And then I'll say, are you interested? And they go, well, it depends on what it is. And then I go, well, listen, let me send you this short video, because I understand people's mentality. And because I'm always building a group of people that want to make money, Linda, the video that I'll send you, and it's in Spanish too, is the very first words that you hear out of my mouth is, let me log into my online banking. Okay. So you look at all the bad things that have happened in the world because of scams and stuff and crypto and all these things. Believe it or not, the fastest way to get somebody's attention is to show your withdrawals. Well, what's the very first question that people say? Well, I don't have any. Yeah. So when I first got involved in this industry, not only did I always show my mentors documentation, but even when I got into My Daily Choice, a lot of people will crack up when they hear this. my wife and I have been with this company for 5.5 years. We just went over 4.6 million in earnings. And I, Robert Hollis, have not done a presentation since I've been in this company. Because if I do a presentation, then everybody thinks they have to do a presentation. So I just share a video that gets directly to the point and shows people how to create a free affiliate account. And then once they create a free affiliate account, then when they start asking questions, then I just point and guide and direct them to the videos that Josh and Jenna do, or that the company does. So now think the way I'm training people. It's like, oh, ask them if they know anyone that wants to make money. And they go, well, what is this? And you go, well, listen, I'm helping a company expand. Here's a video of my business partner, Robert Hollis, and his documentation, and you can create a free affiliate account, just like you would with Amazon. Now, once they create a free account, Linda, now you're reaching out to them and say, oh, by the way, congratulations on creating a free account. If you're interested in getting a pay into your family by next Thursday, let me show you a simple theoretical example on how you can do that. And it's funny when people always will become free affiliates and they'll go, well, what do you, I don't understand. What should I be doing? And you go, well, why don't we just scroll up and see how our messaging started? I connected with you. I gave you a gift. After I gave you a gift, I asked you for a personal, if you would help me by knowing anyone that makes money. You said, what is this? I showed you a video on my affiliate link. And it still cracks me up today that when people go, oh my God, is that all you do? I could do that all day. That's when you know you got it. It is because people will start duplicating your system. And just when I always think that this system might not work, right? That's when I'll have, Josh Wagle will come to me and he'll go, well, listen, all the rank advancements that are happening every month are just happening in your group.
Wow.
So I was hoping that, you'd be interested in training at the convention. And I'm like, well, of course I'll teach people what to do. And people will crack up because I don't do presentations or I don't talk about product. I just show people and I get them to dream. I just get them to dream. So my mentor said, Robert, did Sean tell you about this? And he handed me an envelope and I went, yeah, he did. And he goes, well, look at it. And I opened it up and here's a check inside the envelope and it was $62,000.
Wow.
And this is what he said to me. He said, Robert, if I endorse that check over to you, what would you do with that money? And I started telling him what I would do. And then he kept, after everything that I said I would do, he would go, and how would that make you feel? And I was going, wow. And then so he would show me this theoretical example. And he said, listen, can you get excited and connect with people, get them to know, like, and trust you, and then give me praise and recognition and put my documentation and presentation in front of them? I said, I'll do that all day long. And when you go through the videos, you'll see where he challenged me. He said, listen, I put 70 people in front. I got 70 people to watch that video my first month in business. He said, let's say you're half of me. And I said, I'm not half of anybody. And he goes, Robert, if you get 70 people to watch that short video, I promise you that people will get involved. And 11 of them did. And out of the 11, 6 of them duplicated. And I went to the same position as super affiliate in that company 37 years ago.
Wow.
And it's so everything that you're doing, like when I was talking to Anthony, just everything that you're doing, you got to think to yourself, can somebody else do this? what would someone else think about the way that I'm doing this business?
Mhm.
And I'm telling you straight up, Linda, helping, listen to the way I said the word, helping Latinos change their paradigm from opportunity to product. You can only do it by showing them. You can't tell them, because if you don't show them, they'll keep saying, well, Linda, what's the product? Hey, Linda, what's the product? Hey, Linda, what's the product? It's like they're parrots. And
yeah, I'm experiencing that. Yeah.
yeah, and the reason that they're that way is I love Latinos because from the time that they can remember, they've seen their family, their aunts and uncles, their cousins, their relatives. Everyone's got a side hustle selling something.
Yeah.
You have to do that. You have to do that to build a good income for your family. A job's not gonna be enough.
Right.
So when you grow up your whole life, then you reach out to a Latino and you say, hey, I want to share something with you. And they go, tell me what the product is.
Yeah.
And so it's got to be good for you to say, well, we're in 200 countries and we have over 1,000 products. Which one are you interested in? And they'll go, Linda, I don't know what you have. And you go, that's why you become a free affiliate. And then you can go in and see. It's just like being a free affiliate with Amazon. Did you go through all the products on Amazon before you created a free Amazon account? No. Same here, Linda.
Yes, amazing. Love it.
So
Thank you.
did that help you?
Yes.
Very much.
Yes, a lot. I had another question, but I forgot it in the nervousness.
you guys, I love you. I can't wait to see you. And I know Peter's been connected to me for a long time. So I just think you guys are the coolest people in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Big hug.
Love you. Ciao.
Peter and Linda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
How awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Great people.
All right, James Saunders, thank you for your patience. David Oliver, you're coming up, so hang on, please. Go ahead, James, open up and please share with us.
Wonderful, wonderful. First of all, Craig, thank you so much for the shout out in regards to my donation.
Thank you.
Robert,
Thank you, James.
thank you
I
for
appreciate
doing the
you.
donation. I appreciate you too. My question is this. I have had an individual in my office and I showed him theoretical example video. He watched the theoretical example. He understood it. He said, that's fantastic. And I'm always thinking, could a person that I talk to do what I'm about to do what I'm about to say? I do that because I don't want to recreate the wheel. I really don't. So I want them to copy exactly what I do.
Correct.
But I did was I looked on the on Facebook one day and I saw where Joshua had a group of people, mountains of people in a room, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, because I know that when I want to do a Zoom with multiple people, you told me, you said, James,
Right.
we're not doing that. What we're doing is you're going to show theoretical example to Nadito from the Philippines, and that's it. And then I'm going to talk to him at the end of it, and I'm not going to mention product at all. He liked that. And then never mention the product. So what I learned from that is all I have to do is show the video. Just show the doggone video. Okay?
That's all I've been doing for 37 years is showing. Yeah.
Just show the stinking video. Why do I have to explain anything? I ain't explaining nothing. Just watch the video. So I understand it, but then I said, how is Joshua have all these people in the room? Is the person that's in front of the room obviously one of his 50Ks? Okay.
No.
Not?
No.
Okay. The person in front of the room is an affiliate. Okay. This is William as an affiliate. Is he sharing a theoretical example to the group of people? How is he
Now,
doing?
James, have you seen there's another group of people there that have been there for a long time, and they do everything old school. They do everything old school. I mean, if you've seen the presentation that they do, and I think they do one a week, but there's a large group of people in every country that they just don't have good enough phones or enough data on their phones. So when people don't have enough data on their phones to watch videos, they just invite them to the office. And Joshua Daramella's 50Ks don't even live in Lagos.
Oh my God.
So the presentation that you guys see that Joshua's in is him just supporting the local office. He made enough money to, I believe that he's 4 or 5 hours away, and Joshua Darmella made enough money where he got an apartment in Lagos, and he just helps out all the other people that are building in Lagos. So he's helping Ada, and they do an old traditional presentation like they do tonight. They go through the boxes and explaining everything that, in my opinion, I know I'm being mean here, but me listening to a presentation where someone's explaining something that I think that everybody knows. I 37 years ago, I didn't know. You know what I mean? It's like today, it's like just get to the point. People have an 8-second attention span, and it's like, listen, just get to the damn point. And so if you want to see Mosh's presentation, that's the one that I put in the next steps.
Oh my God.
You want to talk about getting somebody's face. It's like, here's my 1K, here's my 5K, here's my 10K, here's my 25K, here's my 50K. All right. I'm going to talk a little bit about FFX. Then I'm going to show all my people at 1K, 5K, 10K, 25K, and 50K. And so what is the total length of his presentation? Someone can go look at next steps, but it's like, I think it's less than 6 minutes.
So basically, we just need to share the video with a person.
Yep.
They need to watch the video.
Yep.
That video will explain to them how to become a free affiliate. We give them a free gift, and they duplicate. That's it.
Yep. That's it. Here's something that I'm going to be bringing up at the convention. It's funny, Peter and Linda said they believe the attention span's 2 seconds now. I do not doubt that. I do not doubt that at all. And if you guys watch movies and watch commercials, it's like Matthew brought this up to me, and you don't know that you don't know. But watch a commercial or watch a show with the sound off. And as you're watching it, just watch how many times they change camera angles. So if you're looking at a couple talking, you'll see that it's 1, 2, 3, switch cameras. 1, 2, 3, switch cameras. 1, 2, 3, switch cameras. And for me and you, I'm 61. Where we were told, look at me in the eye, James. Are you paying attention to me? I don't need you stop being distracted. Look at me in the eyes, so I had to grow up with my sons that both have, electronic devices in their laps. And I would scold them for not paying attention. And they would stop and go, you want me to repeat the question that you just asked me? I'm paying attention. But so it's sort of interesting, James, that if you give people a simplicity way of doing it, that now, if you guys notice that even people that do good videos are like like Arthur said, and Craig has told me, they do these jump cuts where it looks like, wow, this has got to be the worst editor on the planet. Like, why would you cut them off in the middle of a sentence? They're trying to keep your attention. They're trying to get you from drifting off. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, just continue to lead with the videos. And when you find the right people, you're going to have an explosion, just like Tomas did in Hungary and Romania. Now I got a group in Kyrgyzstan, and you go to their website and they just took all the videos that I have, and they have whatever their language is on the subtitles. It's amazing. So that blew up. I owe YouTube for helping my other areas blow up, because all I taught them how to do is how to change the closed caption. So someone that knows both language, I go, watch this. You click on closed caption, you click on auto, then you find your language, click on the language, and you just hear them, just go, just immediately it's like, oh my God, now all Robert's videos are in my language. It's quite the blessing for sure.
That's wonderful. Oh, by the way, hey, Jerome, I see you, Jerome. Thank you for being on. I'm going to shout you out. In Texas, man, it's hot in Texas. It's hot here in Nevada too. But and the only reason I raise this up is that I hear people talking about, what do I do now? What do I do next? What do I do next? And I'm thinking, I'm listening. I'm thinking, like, Robert has already given you the video.
You got to tell them. You got to tell them. I actually do this, James. People say that to me all the time. Thanks for bringing that up. I go, congratulations, you're an affiliate. Let's go through a theoretical example. My goal is to find out what your magic number is, what you're going to do with that money, how is it going to make you feel, and let's go after it. And they all say the same thing. Well, I just don't know exactly what to do. And I'm on Zoom with them. And what I do, James, is I go, well, let's go over, let's click on Facebook Messenger or wherever I message them. And I said, let's go over exactly. Now I'm recording it. So I go, let's go over. See, this is how I connected with you. Oh, I remember that. And do you see where I, sent you the gift? I totally remember that. I say, look at the way you responded to the gift. They go, I remember that. I remember that. So see, now I'm doing the opposite of what when I was talking to Anthony. Now I'm showing these people not only the simplicity of way of doing it, but now I'm showing them I forget the phrase. It's you do it to them, then you show them that you did it to them. And all of a sudden it's like, believe it or not, I forgot, James, that I didn't forget it, but it was just reminded to me about how you learn in the military, right? So, it's always funny when someone thinks they're the hot stuff in their high school, right? And they show up and they fight someone that's that's a little more trained than them, And so the next thing they know, they're tapping and they can't believe that a 135-pound woman just choked them out and got them to tap. Now, when that happens to you, because why would a drill sergeant take the smallest person in the class and kick your ass? It's called humbling. It's to humble you. And then what does the tough guy always do? He says, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Let's do that again. And then it happens again. Do you know that the guy that got his ass beat still doesn't know how it happened? See what I mean? Because he doesn't have the knowledge. So then you go, okay, let me show you how it happened. You went to grab me. I dumped under your arm. I crawled on your back and I choked your ass out. So now that they see it, now they get to step back and watch it happen to somebody else. And that's when the aha moment comes. See what I mean? It's usually like the third time you're showing somebody and they go, oh, now because you know, two of the strongest words in the English language is why and because. Isn't that crazy? So I'm going, James, this is why you need to do it this way. Because when people get it, they believe that they can do it. So just go back into the chat that you did with them and say, listen, see when I did this? This is why. This is why I did that. Oh my God, I remember that. Oh, by the way, James, when you sent me that gift, that really, really made me feel good. I knew I could trust you right away. Because why? Well, because normal people just send me a bunch of links and chapters of a book. Oh, so you felt like you could trust me. Yeah. So then when I asked you to do me a favor, did you feel okay in doing me a favor? Yeah. Why? Because this is the way we do it. So see, if you walk people all the way through that, like Mary, you know, when I showed Mary that, and Joshua fought me for 3 years. So that's why I'm so patient with people. Joshua Daramella fought me for 3 years. Every time I talk to him, he goes, well, you know, I was watching this video and I seen so-and-so doing this. And then I was on, you know, Rank Makers and this is the way they do it. And then I was over here on this one and this is the way they did it. And I was going like, oh, okay, so how is that working? Well, it's not working. Okay. You know, I thought the goal was to have hundreds of people underneath you, if not thousands of people that are doing this because they know that they want their product for free and they want to help other people and they want to make enough money so they can quit their job or retire their spouse. Wait a minute. That's what you talked about in the theoretical. You asked me those questions. I said, yeah, how'd you forget them? So some of you haven't been through a theoretical example with me. Every time I watch a theoretical example, I couldn't sleep last night because I was just rolling the numbers in my head, just rolling the numbers in my head. Can I show you guys one slide? I think you guys would get a kick out of it. Because when you get a theoretical down, you guys get to see it before I show the inner circle, everything before anybody gets to see it. So not only does a theoretical use the 100 figure, right? But when people first get in, do you guys realize there's questions that people have that they never asked? Let me say that again. Are there questions that people have that they never asked?
Yes.
What do you think is the number one question that people want to know?
How long is this going to take?
If I put money in, how long is it going to be before I tell my wife I got profit? All right. So I tell people my first thing is to get you a belief check. Then my next thing is to cover the cost of your product. So soon as I cover the cost of your product, if it's brand bucks, then all of a sudden I got, wow, they got two, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. With 14 people, we not only got your money back, but on a residual basis, you're always getting your product every month for free. Wow. All right. Then you start showing profit. Then you show them a rank advance. And as you go through each one, you're going, hey, would it $620 extra a month? Would that be pretty good? Would $1,200 a month be good? Would $2,500 be good? Would $5,100 be good? Would $10,200 be good? And then of course I push them over because look at this slide that I came up with. So here you're doing 200,000 in volume. You're going for 250K, but you're going for super, right? So to become a super, I just took this slide and all you got to do it is with 5 different teams. So 200,000 times 5 is $1 million in volume, and now you're a super. Here's my favorite slide that I got out of this book. All right. Here's what people think the business is. So I'm going to bring in all these people because I'm a super salesman and I can close people. But other people aren't super salespeople and are not good at using NLP to close people. So then they all quit because they're not making money. So then you do it again, and then they all quit, and then you do it again, and then they all quit, and then they do it again. How many of you have been in My Daily Choice for over a year? Have you seen any people come in the company and then leave? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
For things to take a while, because there are people that will do what we ask them to do, but they're just like they're used to hours to dollars. They're used to doing something right then and being paid the next week. They don't have they seemingly don't have the patience to go through the numbers of people that's required to build a substantial amount of money.
James, what happened to them is they forgot the feeling that you created for them in the theoretical example. My mentor would remind me all the time. That's why when I do a theoretical with people, I like videotaping it. Because if I record the Zoom and then I send them the link to the Zoom, then I can go, Shauna, you and Kevin, you and I had this conversation, right? Yeah. Go back and listen to Shauna and Kevin's dreams as we went through the theoretical. God dang it. Okay. All right. I remember seeing yourself dreaming and saying how it would make you feel to hit those goals brings it right back. And then people don't give a rip about what other people are thinking, and they go back to connecting and going through the cards.
Okay.
So thank you, James.
Thank you.
James always pulls it out of me. A lot of you guys do. It's so that's why, oh, there you go.
James got the fireworks.
So Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys, boy,
Bill,
when I'm so addicted to theoretical examples. When Josh Swagel did that theoretical on brand bucks, you guys will think that I'm joking when I say this. Watching him go through the theoretical on brand bucks, I have easily watched that. I've easily watched that probably 100 times. Why would I do that? Because I know exactly the number I need to hit to make $1 million a month. It's there in black and white. So if we all had a company and we were getting $1 for every subscription that we're hitting every month, don't you guys just, I don't know, maybe I'm a weirdo. But it's like I'm going, okay, so if I make 100,000, I can walk away from my job. So I need 1,000 people. When would I like to walk away from my job? 5 years from now? No, to frickin' tomorrow. That's how I can stay focused and just constantly clicking off on people, because me creating 5 super affiliates might not happen, but it can't stop me from hitting 10 500s or 50 100s. See, no matter what the number is, I know companies like Mind Valley and Calm, CALM, you know, the app that you guys get for meditation, Netflix, Prime membership, Costco membership cards. Do you know how many subscription models there are where they have over 1 million people that are paying a subscription every month? Just see there. If you guys want to know where my mind is, I'm trying to get people on a Prime membership. I'm not telling them that they need to buy this product from Amazon. I just need to get their asses in for free and give them reasons to upgrade. So, yeah. So there you go. Craig?
All right. Thank you, Robert. By the way, just in case people were wondering about that country that Robert was talking about, I believe it's Kyrgyzstan, which is one of the stands that are below Russia. So, yeah. Okay. We got Mr. David Oliver, but before I unmute him, unless he's going to unmute himself, David, happy birthday! Everybody give David a big hand. So,
oh yeah, I'm 55 and 1 day old.
Woo-hoo! Congratulations. Happy birthday to you, and hope it's always the best.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, Robert, I have read Don Fela's book about 5 times now, and it seems like every time I miss something, but there's something that's clicking in my head, and there's an aspect of what he's saying is that you help a person understand the business first before you present the vehicle, right? Because the vehicle, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, for instance, for me, I buy product every month because I want to support you, support the company. I want to be loyal to this company, so I buy product. Now, I don't have to like the product. I could just use it and say, well, that was okay, but it wasn't the greatest. Like any product, there's some products you like, some you don't. I like the O-Snap product, but that's not the focus. It seems to me it's a vehicle, I'm not going to be talking to people about the product, try and get them hyped up about it. But it is a vehicle of which, once you understand that you're creating a consumer distribution channel or pipeline, and you're inviting other people to join you in this way of making money. It's a way of making money, which has tremendous power when it comes to duplication, leveraging. But you're not talking to people about the product. You're not, because then what happens is people look at it, oh, let me try the product, and they have to try the product before they. Well, I think what you're saying is you're trying to help the person. Well, you're trying to get them in first, and then, because I remember, I think a couple of weeks ago, James shared how he said to someone, I don't know, he had an approach, and you said, I don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the deal. Don Fela, like when Anthony brought up earlier about Candace Bird Davis, if you guys don't want to listen to me, at least find someone that's got 1 million active people in their group. I mean, if you're going to learn, why not learn from the goats of this industry? So Don Fela now has 1.4 million people on subscription, and no one wants to listen to him. So here's his philosophy. Hey, David, have you ever wanted to drive a car? Well, let's get your driver's license, and then let's go look for a vehicle. And so Don Fela is the only guy I've ever met on the planet, and I don't do this. But Don Fela is like, okay, do you want a pickup truck? Do you want a van? Do you want a sports car? So the reason what Don Fela always talks about, and the world's changed, but he knows there's some people that just love digital products. So he's not going to pitch a product company to them. He knows some people love nutrition, and they will not, in any way, shape, or form, they will not do anything but nutrition. He knows some people, like we know a lot of people that recently, went to another company, and they're in 4 countries. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to not get paid from Hungary and Taiwan and Romania? And what is it, Craig? Kyrgyzstan?
Kyrgyzstan, yes.
Nigeria. So it's amazing. When I first met Josh Weigel, I don't know if you guys ever heard this story. I'll be quick. But Josh goes, listen, he goes, and he already knew. I didn't know how big of a geek he was at the time he said this. And he goes, hey, he says, what do you got? What do you use for your customer relationship management with your brand? And I go, he goes, do you use, Infusionsoft? And I said, yeah. He goes, do you know how to search the database? And I go, yeah. And he goes, why don't you put Zweigel in there? So I log into Infusionsoft and put Zweigel in there. And Josh Weigel bought every course I ever created. That's a fast way to build a relationship. He's going, Robert, I not only know who you are, I bought every freaking course you ever made. Isn't that a great way to build rapport? And then the second thing he said to me after that, David, he goes, so how much money do I owe you? And I go, for what? And he goes, well, I use documentation-based-conversation.com. I use your phrase. I go, you don't owe me nothing. But when we first got started, that's what I said to him. I go, so other than me, who have you learned from? And he said, well, this guy named Josh Nelson. And I said, yeah, he was in my group in ACN. You know what I mean? And so when he was saying certain stuff, but then I told him, I said, listen, have you heard of Don Fela? And he goes, absolutely. And he goes, that is my goal. I go, what do you mean your goal? And he says, well, when people come to me and you go, listen, what do you like marketing? I like marketing makeup. We got makeup. Oh, I love nutrition. We have nutrition. I want digital products. We got digital products. Yeah, but I also have an international group. We're international. When I talked to Josh 5.5 years ago, his mind was already set that if we walked into anybody, that you just needed to buy brand bucks and pick the products that you want, David. Isn't it crazy? So that, I mean, he told me that 5.5 years ago. And he says, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get there. And I go, listen, I'm just looking for a place where I can plant my flag and get to 1 million. I've got to 758,000. My group was doing over 40 million a month, and some idiots crashed that for me. And I said, so my goal before I leave this planet is to have, really honestly, 2 million people on subscription. When I leave here, I want to be looked at as one of those people that knew what the hell they were doing. And the worst thing about thinking like that, David, is when you find other people that just know more than you. Their income doesn't say that they do. And so me and Marcus said I had a really heart-to-heart talk. I think it was Monday, and we're going to finish it up tomorrow. And we were talking about some of the companies that you know have gotten close to $1 billion in 1 year. And we came up to the conclusion that the companies that grow that fast are people that the majority of the people in the company that they've never really been successful at network marketing before. That you get these people, David, that are like you, that come in and go, hey, I need to be brutally honest with you. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So if you will guide me through understanding the steps with this, I promise you I'm going to be around. I'm going to be loyal, and I'm going to figure this frickin' stuff out. And so when you and I sat down and first talked, you didn't really give me an urgency other than you knew you didn't want to be doing flooring for the rest of your life. And so, you know, it's like, hey, let's make this transition happen. So you're absolutely right. There's in my book that I took directly from Don Fela, is why spend all your time trying to convince someone that's not interested? Mm-hmm. So Don Fela used the phrase, own your own life. And I shorten that to, who do you know that wants to make extra money? Because there's a long explanation after you say, oh, by the way, David, do you know anyone that wants to own their own life?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What is that? Say, doing this next part, people are not really good at. Well, you know, David, when you got to get up before you want to get up, you got to shower and get in commute traffic. And then, you know, the time that you spend lunch away from your families and whether or not you can take breaks. And then, you know, sometimes you got to work overtime to finish the job. And then you got your commute time back home. When that's all finished each day, and even on some weekends, do you really have the time to do the things that you love with the people that you love? And do you have the money to do them? See, David, you being self-employed, it was never about money for you, because you could dial it up if you needed to dial it up. It's all time for you. So self-employed people consistently have this thing is, man, good help is hard to find.
Yeah.
And that's what stopped you from going 10x. You know what I mean? 10 times your business. Because you're like, no one deserves that kind of headache.
Yeah. Well, I think that too, for me, for me is what I'm looking at the world right now, and it's, I mean, I'm self-employed. So if I have to, I can go out there and make more money. I just don't see that around me. You know, like I see other people really struggling, like really having a hard time. I was talking to a guy at a Dollar General, you know, and I was just, really, that's how it is? Because I could never work for $15 an hour, or $20 or $50 an hour. You know what I mean? Like that would be so demeaning. And here are these people. And then when I read Don Failer's book and I realize, and your book too, it's not just his, but yours too. I've read yours several times. I realize what I have in my hands or in my head are ideas and concepts that if I could just pique this person's interest and find out what they really want, and that I could somehow share with them the information I have, that I could make what they want happen and help them by instilling in them the belief.
That's it, David. So why Don Failer got into the selling his book business? You know what I mean? Right. And then when the internet came out, it's selling his online own your own life napkin presentation.
Right.
It's because what really the thing that you need to know is how to be able to explain those napkin presentations to people. Very easy, very simple. And so for me, the world is coming to us. You can either believe that everything's a miracle or nothing's a miracle. and never in my life have I been able to say to people, hey, do you know how influencers make money? And people go, yeah, they talk about something and then they tell people to click on an affiliate link. Oh my God. It's like I got hair standing up on, I know what an affiliate is. And I'm going like, so can you imagine signing up with Amazon for free? I did that. Are you a Prime member? Yeah. Why'd you do that? Well, there's more value there. Oh, so you're the kind of person that if you were going to buy something and someone could show you more value, you would actually purchase something higher to get deeper discounts and free shipping. Robert, that's a no-brainer. Boy, I got you. I got the hook out there and I'm just pulling on it. And that's the way I've been saying it to people recently. So you guys have seen my videos change a little bit. And I'm going like, this is not a physical card, even though, it's paper, but it came in this nice little box with a bow on it. So you can put it on Christmas, but all you need is that redeem code. And you could spend the $200 on this card. So my question is, David, what if you could be a free affiliate with Amazon and send out a link? And when people bought this card, they would get 25% off on all the products that Amazon had. On top of that, they would give them 200 free prepaid travel points that they could use. More discounted stuff, through another portal. And on top of that, if you decide to do that, I not only get paid, $40, but if you wanted to also send out links to this card, you'd get $40. And it's like, oh my God, that's Amazon does that? No. NBC does that. And so I'm constantly trying to get people to figure out how easy it is to drive. And I know some of you will be blown away when I say this next statement. I've helped people make $4,000 or $5,000 their first 30 days in this business. And they found out later that they were involved in a network marketing company. Look at Craig smiling. Craig's watched me probably do more presentations than Melody might have it over him. But when people see me do presentations, my goal was to make things so simple that they would go, and that's why I have a pet peeve with people overtraining people. If I didn't videotape it, but I wish I did. When we got the new S-Plaid Tesla, we walked out to the car, and you guys, I swear to God, this is what the guy said to me. You have any questions about the car? Nope. Why didn't I have any questions? Because when I bought the thing, Tesla sent me 8 videos to watch. Some people freaking got this down. I bought a $100,000 car for my wife and never talked to freaking nobody. And everybody's going, are you sure you don't need a presentation and, go through personality trainings? And oh my God, that's Dino. That's messing up your head so bad. And everybody says, you need training. You need training. We walk out to the car. He opens up the back and takes this yellow sticker and sticks it on the window. He says, this is your temporary tags, and hands us a temporary registration card. He shuts the trunk and says, do you need anything? And we go, no. And he goes, do you have the Tesla app? And my wife said, yes. He clicked on the app. He clicked new car. The S was already there. He clicked on it and he goes, this is how you get in and out of the car. I really appreciate you guys. See ya. I only heard this phrase once before, David, and it sounds like I'm bragging, and in this case, I am. I walk into a Rolls-Royce dealership, and I walk around this car, and this is what he says to me, David. He goes, you want to test drive it? I said, nope. And he goes, wow, it's fun to have a serious person in the room. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you've already made up your mind. I said, I have. He goes, people that come in here and want to test drive it are the people that never get to test drive it. He goes, any questions that you need? I said, no. He says, great, let me get the finance guy. I come walking out. They already had the glass doors open in front. Let me drive the car out of the dealership. It's like a whole different level than the people that sell really, really expensive stuff. I mean, I know, David, that you probably have been to jobs where they called you up and said, hey, I need to know how much it is. What do you need down and when you're starting? Then you have the people that are getting 5 or 6 bids and they're trying to get you guys to bid against each other. Look at you shaking your head.
I don't do that.
No.
If they tell me they're getting other bids, I say, okay, wait till you get other bids. You come to the store, talk to me. I might be interested, because I'm just not interested in competing with someone else. My price is my price, not someone else's price. You can go to Lowe's if you want. I'm not going to talk bad about them, but you can do whatever you want. You can come to me because you like me and you want to do business with my family. Other than that, I'm not going to try and convince you and twist you.
Oh my God, David, you got to treat this business the same way.
Okay.
You treat this business the same way. And people always go, oh, by the way, do you know anyone right now that's looking to make some extra money? What is this? Why do you care?
Right.
What do you mean, why do I care? Listen, dude, we've known each other a long time. I'm not going to waste my time telling you what the hell it is, so then you can come up with reasons to throw a wet blanket on it.
Yeah.
I'm not that way. Dude, you are the most closed-minded person I've ever met. On top of being closed-minded, you're also a know-it-all. I am not. I'll prove it to you. I'm going to send you a short video, and I bet you can't even make it through it. Because I'm not playing with people.
Right.
I'm going to build a large organization of people that know, love, and like our product. And I'm going to show them how to eventually take the $200 they left from Walmart and Target and Amazon and Costco. And I'm going to eventually show them how to get their products for free. Then if they really believe in the products, I'm going to show them how to make enough money so their whole family can get on the damn products. Because they're awesome. Well, what are the products? There's 1,000 of them. Which one do you want to talk about? I don't know what they are. That's why you need to become an affiliate. And if everything that you said, David, was based on them wanting to understand the vehicle, wanting to know how to drive. Because, you know, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. That's why I say that statement all the time. If you guys listen to Jim Rohan's How to Build a Successful Network Marketing Group, you'll hear Jim Rohan say, I know how to grow and sell potatoes. So I know how to be a potato farmer. Then I learned how to do sales. I learned how to do sales, Anthony. I learned how to do sales. And he goes, don't get me wrong. You can make good money in sales. And he said, but then I met a guy named Earl Shove, and he showed me by building a group, I could make a fortune. So he's very clear in the audio that doing sales is different than building an organization.
Yeah.
He's, you know, and so that's why he put the system together. Because if you won't read the first 3 chapters of the book and then call him back, then he has already sorted your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's already sorted you. So now if you read the book and then you come to him, you go, when you read this book, I don't know if you guys have read this book or watched the audios that I did on the book. When I first read the book and it said, yeah, I don't do any live presentations, I was like, huh? What? He's like, yeah, I don't do any live presentations. And he goes, I only do 1 2-hour training, and I only do that on cruise ships. So I don't do meetings. I do sizzle sessions. And sizzle sessions, honestly, is probably what we're doing right now.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
The inner circle and the Ask Me Anythings is constantly people coming to me to see that other people are getting it, and they're getting results, and then they're trying to figure out the different parts of doing it. But the reason I brought up the Tesla is I can't imagine that guy sitting, in the Tesla place. We walk in and he says, let me explain to you how to allow the car to drive itself. Let me go through how to do where the car drives itself, the auto driving. And he just started rambling. You know, well, first you got to have this, and then you got to do this and this. And I've never sat in the damn car. That's the way people treat this business. They think that everyone's got to know every feature, and you don't. You need to sit in it, adjust your seat, adjust your mirrors, put your seatbelt on, put the brake on, and either go drive or reverse. If you guys, I got to do a video on this car. It's got a steering wheel like an airplane, and there's nothing on the column. There's no blinkers, there's no wipers, there's no shifter. You're like looking at it, I'm just going. And I'm the kind of guy that like I can't wait to figure this damn thing out. And everyone that sees the steering wheel says exactly the same damn thing. I'd never do that. Boy, that really shows how programmed you are. You wouldn't even take it for a test drive to see if you could get used to that steering wheel? because it's pretty damn cool.
Hmm.
Well, I put my hands at 10 and 2. You know, well, it doesn't have a 10 and 2. it has a 3 and 9. When I first heard the objection to that, someone said, man, that's got to be difficult to drive. And they go, yeah, isn't it funny that they use that for airplanes? So maybe you better hope it's not hard to drive. You get in a plane wreck.
Now, I want to ask you one more thing, and
Sure.
that's the definition of sponsor and recruit. He makes it very obvious that sponsoring someone is, I mean, I'm sure, like,
I
if
love this, David. I love this.
So sponsoring someone is actually connecting with that person at more than just a surface level.
Yes.
You are getting under their skin, so to speak, and you're trying yourself. You're aligning yourself with that person in such a way that you've got the same goal, because I taken on your goal or what you want to do, and then I'm trying to figure out how I can help you, not how much money I can make off of you.
Yeah, it's a relationship. When you and I first connected, do you think that I was trying to recruit you or trying to be a sponsor for you?
No, I could tell it was a sponsor. You're yeah.
And so when the way I looked at it, in this day and age, is when you're being a sponsor for someone for AA, I mean, you got to be there for them. I mean, and recruiting is spaghetti against the wall. I recruited you. I closed your ass on a package. Adios. See you later. And so, yeah, I love the analogy that he gave about that. That's a really good one. So what a sponsor does is, I know personal things about you that you hear me repeat because you mean something to me. And you shared with me what your goals were. And we talked about that we're going to do this at your time. I've never reached out and said, David, are you going to qualify as an executive this month? Are you going to buy something? Why aren't you bringing in anybody? See, that would be more of a salesperson trying to be a sales manager over a bunch of people that don't like sales. I never thought about that. You're so into sales that you recruit a bunch of non-sales types and then you beat their ass up. So then they leave. It's like people go, why did so-and-so leave the company? Ask them what they think about the person that recruited them. Because it's not good. It's not good. You know? So people that leave me when they go to another company, they tell me before they go. They ask me to check out the company for them. You know what I mean? It's because they really look at me as a mentor, and they know that I mentor people that are not in my organization, and also I've mentored people that are not even in the same company that I'm in. Because that's a sponsor. Great questions, David. Anything else?
No, so I'm thinking of I connect with people all the time. I've had salespeople that come into the store and I tell them I'm not a salesperson. They look at me and they say, yes, you are.
Yeah.
I say, what do you mean? What do you mean? I said, well, you're just, I don't know. I guess I have some when it comes to flooring, like there's a guy today that came to pick up some stuff for the customer that I was at their house. And he told them I do flooring too. So he was trying to get some work from her. She said, no, I already have, the Oliver service doing the job. And so I asked him, I said, well, how many floors have you done? He goes, oh, I've done a couple. I said, well, I've done it for 32 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I told my customer, I remember one job, it was 56,000 square feet.
Holy.
That was one job. You know what I mean? I probably have, I don't know, probably 1 million yards of carpet under my whatever for 30. I mean, I busted. So when I told her, I said, well, listen, I know that guy, because he said, I told him, I said, well, wait, because he said, I'm 45. And I said, well, wait till you get to be 55. Because he was complaining about his body and stuff. And I said to him, wait till you get to be 55. And because he was a little out of shape or whatever, I said, he goes, well, not to worry, because I have rental units and I'm about to get out of that. And I'm thinking, so you're telling the customer, don't worry about it, because next year I'm not going to be in business. I'm not going to be here to,
wow.
You know what I mean? So I was like, so I told my customer, I said, listen, I just want to let you know that I do flooring. I do flooring. I don't do rentals. I don't do other stuff. I've done flooring for 33 years. And so she was like, I get it. I get it. Because if you're in business, you want to be the person that, well, you want to portray that, look, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I really do know. I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing. And I guess you're the same way in that sense that you know what you're doing. You know what works, what doesn't work, what most people can or cannot do. And I think that maybe in network marketing, this is something he says too, people talk too much.
Yeah, because the confidence comes, David. The confidence is when you can be so straight with somebody and they're not offended. You know, so I've sat down with people and done Zooms with people, and the first question I'll ask them, David, is I'm going, well, you know, David talked highly about you, Greg, and you know, before we even get going, why would you even want to do marketing? Because it was fun talking to, I don't know if you guys watched that webinar with Ron Henley, but you know, that I reached out to Ron Henley after that podcast, and I asked him where he thought the word network marketing came from. Because it wasn't called network marketing when it was started. You know what I mean? And I think that the first people that created it called it, I think, like chain compensation. You know, they were just talking that, you know, that you could bring a link in the chain and show them how to earn income. And then if you showed them how to get a link in their chain, you got compensated off that as well. So they didn't even know what the word levels were back then, or multi-level.
Right.
And I go, that's a perfect example of how little people know about this industry. when they'll call it something that no one else calls it, and then you can get someone like what's his name, the other Oliver, you know, that's got his own show, you know, at late night Sundays or whatever, and he can, you know,
John
throw
Oliver.
all over an industry that he doesn't know anything about. And here's immediately, if you guys see any video of someone talking about, they go, well, if you bring in 5 people and then you bring in 5 and then you bring in 5, sooner or later, you know, it's become saturated because you'd have to recruit everyone on the planet. That is the most ignorant analogy that I've ever heard in my life. Because this is what I'll say to people. I'll say, so how many Buddhists are in there in the world? How many Muslims? How many Christians? We're talking to each belief. They believe in eternal life. And it's free. And they got 1 billion people, and they can't get the other 6 billion people. So the saturation thing is a pie in the sky thing. There's no way. So you look at like Amway, you know, what are they going on, 63, 64 years? And they got 3 million active independent business owners. I mean, you should look at a model like that. It's $8 billion. They got 3 million active people worldwide. What is that? That's 1% of the US population? Yeah, so
Well, the other thing is the concept of overhead in network marketing. I don't think people don't understand it. I understand overhead, believe me. I know what overhead means. But if you just took your products that you ate every month and you just figured, oh, that's my overhead.
Yeah.
And you get to write it off.
Tax and shipping under $200. It's like someone said to me the other day, it's like, well, don't you have to buy product? And I said, yeah, believe it or not, they actually came out with something where my payments now go from 183 to 199, and they raised it on me. And yeah, so I don't know if you took that times 52, I'm going like, what are you talking about? It's like, so 80 times 200, I've spent 1,600 and I've made $4.6 million. Yeah, it's crazy. So David, always nice to see you, man. It's like, are you and your wife still going on some cool vacations though?
We've gone on 4 weeks vacations this year. We're planning on 2 or 3 week cruise coming in February. And but I want to take some people with me. So
yeah.
This world is coming apart, Robert. I mean, it is literally.
You want to hear something? I don't believe it is.
You don't think?
No. Now you want here's something I want you guys to get is, as long as there's media and social media, they're going to blow up stuff. And that's just what they do. So if you went to Google right now, Craig, you can do this for me because I think it dropped to 150. But if you just went to Google and put in how many people die a day, I think it's 150,000 people die a day.
And around 150,000 deaths, the global number. Yes.
Maybe I am a little bit of a geek, right? So I know there's injustice in the world, David, but the media wants to tell us what people we should feel more sorry for. So Craig, a visionary, and Matt and I just did a podcast, and we just brought this up that, because of Taylor Swift dating a football player, we didn't get to hear about a flood that happened someplace in Iran or Pakistan that killed 20,000 people. Because it wasn't newsworthy. It was like, hey, Kelsey's outfit went up 400%. So we all know that the media and the people that are sharing the media, like today, I heard something really crazy because of AI, that the stuff that's happening in Israel right now with Hamas, that they're saying pretty close to 80% of all the stuff that's being reported on social media is not accurate. 80%. So I know it's a tragic deal. I'm not saying it's not a tragic deal. I'm just saying that people use this for clickbait, and then they got to add stories to it. And my wife and I, even though I don't want to be uncompassionate about it, are empathetic. But you really know how big something is if they have to show the same footage every day. You know what I mean? If it's really bad, maybe you could show a different building blowing up. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that, golly, the world just has to cover this negative stuff. And where someone really changed my thoughts about this, David, is that, do you know, when you look at people that are giving billions to charity, whether you guys like this guy or not, Bill Gates Foundation, if you go and read Bill Gates's foundation and the real stats of the world, is there's less people in poverty today than any time in history. That's not the story they want us to hear. You see what I mean? And so, you you really look at the way that people are living, and yeah, not all people got it good, but we live in a time where for the first time in history, that if someone really did their research and asked questions, they could find free Wi-Fi. And they could educate themselves on anything they want to educate themselves on and get out of the predicament that they're in. It's mind-boggling to me. So, you know, that place used to be a library, and I'm not a good reader. And then someone was smart enough to put that on an 8-track, and then they were able to put it on an LP, and then they were able to put it on a cassette, and then they put it on a CD, and then they put it on a DVD, and then they just said, let's skip all this stuff and just upload it on the internet. So to think that in this day and age, I had a garage door opener. Garage door, we've been here for 20 years. And it just quit. It just quit. And I'm like, in a matter of minutes, I not only can find what Consumer Report says the best garage door opener, but then I can immediately find out the place that has it. And here's something that you guys are all going to get, but I just got it. All right. So there was a certain kind of garage door opener that I wanted. And so I was going to call some of the stores like Lowe's and Ace and Best Buy and a bunch of places to find it, right? And my wife said something to me, and she said, why don't you go on their website and try to buy it? And if you can buy it, it's there, and I'll pick it up. And I was like, damn it, I used to call like 3 or 4 stores to see if they had it in stock because we live like a half hour from town. I went right on a website. Home Depot had it. I bought it online. Terry walked in. They brought it out to the car. And I'm going like, I'm still not in the total groove of all the things that make it easier for us on this planet. So when people say to me, oh my God, the world is like going to end. If you really believe the way I believe, that's going to be a really joyous time. That is going to be an incredible, joyous time when this one's over and I get to graduate. I just have a feeling that it's not going to come while I'm living here. That's my feeling. And so between now and then, I know that I can create heaven on earth. And I'm going to try to rescue as many freaking people, David, as I can. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Well, I was just going to say that that's the reason why I say that the world is going crazy is because people are actually believing. They're believing this stuff. And my wife and I were, my wife this morning, I just said out loud to her, honey, things are going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. She's like, thank you so much for reminding me. But it's just because we get so wrapped up into whatever. But there's so many people like this. Like so many people around me are, it's going to be okay. I mean, like you just wait. Like all you have to do sometimes just wait. And then what you thought was going to happen didn't happen. Did you think it was going to happen now? You're like, no, it didn't happen. Well, maybe it won't happen the next 5 minutes either. You know what I mean? So,
well, if the majority of the young generation, like, you know, I heard something just recently, David, too, where you just have to be patient and just know that everything, you know, God's got it in control. It's like, you know, there used to be these things where people all around the small cities I live in, Williston and Billings like 100,000 people. But everyone was complaining because all the restaurants were only doing one meal a day because they didn't have enough people to hire for breakfast and lunch. So they were just doing dinner. I just read a thing on LinkedIn where they don't understand why this happened. But instead of 175,000 people getting a job last month, 350,000 people did. And all of a sudden, people are like, I'm tired of sitting on my ass.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
there was people out there saying that the restaurants are never going to come back. That people are just never going to work again. And I'm going like, I've taken some time off, like probably everyone that watches this live or recorded, and I can take off some pretty good time. And then I get a little bored. And then I want to be a better person, and it makes me feel good to do stuff. You know what I mean? And create stuff because God created me to create. And so, I don't stay lazy very long. I get bored very, very quickly. And I just want to give wisdom. They say, when King Solomon was asked if you could have anything in your life, what would it be? And he said, wisdom. And God said, because you ask for wisdom, you'll have everything. So as long as I keep praying for wisdom and leaning into wisdom, and the closer I pull to him, the closer he pulls to me. And I'm just gonna, I still want to check out David and just, have him look at me and just say, well done, good and faithful servant. Way to, you did your very best to, by your fruit, you shall know them. Because that's the number one thing I get asked all the time now. With everything that I've learned about you, why do you keep doing what you can? Why you keep doing more? You should be done. And I'm going, I'm not even close to done. I still feel like I've freaking done nothing. Because it's like, and I'm blessed to somehow be responsible for people that own companies that have done billions and billions in sales. And I'm going like, yeah, but you compare me to some other people out there, and it's like, I'm sad to say this, some of you might not agree, but if I weren't here tomorrow, everyone's not going to stop and look at their watch or their phone and go, oh my God, that guy made a freaking difference. When they say when Steve Jobs died, everybody was like, damn. He said he wanted to leave a dent in the universe, and whether you liked him or not, he did. So I still got a lot of work to do to make sure that people know who I am, and they're saying my name way after I leave here.
Well, I'll be saying your name, that's for sure.
Well, happy birthday, David.
Thank you.
Thanks for jumping on here. And let's go ahead and close this out. And I really love and appreciate each and every one of you, David. Thank you for bringing that stuff up.
All right.
David, thank you so much. And Robert, really quick, I know we're just one last question, and Please. It's a yes or no. Erlene Day posted this in the chat, and I know you kind of inferred that earlier today, but she would like to know if she can post your videos to her story on Facebook.
Absolutely. Everything that I have, you guys got to treat it like yours. Seriously. So again, if this guy's in your ear going, I shouldn't use Robert's stuff. I'm bold and honest enough to tell you guys that it's not my stuff. You guys like that? It's like I'm the first one to say that the wisdom that was put upon me that I continue to learn and lean into is stuff that I want to continue to pass on to as many people as I can. It's not my stuff. So no one can hurt my income because you guys don't know where I'm getting it from. Well, some of you do. So, whenever Dino gets in my head, which he has, and it's like, well, you should be selling that stuff. It's fun to watch people spend all their time trying to stop people from sharing their stuff on YouTube. When I tell every one of you, if you can figure out a software to steal my videos, well, wait a minute. You can't steal them if I give them to you. You could use my videos and build your own channel. If you guys seen in my YouTube channel, Craig has seen it, Matt has seen it. We go underneath our copyright stuff. You would not believe all the people that are borrowing. Is that the right word? Borrowing my videos. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. So I've been telling people since Google Video was out there. I say, listen, if you guys are not taking my videos and putting them on your own YouTube channel to build an audience, I think you're silly. I think you're silly. So believe it or not, that's why Ron Henley's YouTube channel's gone. Because a bunch of people that bought Jim Rowan's rights to his stuff reported him for putting stuff up on Jim Rowan that they didn't even have. They don't even have the stuff. It was stuff that Jim Rowan created before he even started his own seminar company. So they were making claims on Ron Henley's website of stuff that they don't own, and got Ron Henley's site shut down, his website too shut down.
Wow.
So,
yeah, and I'm looking on our I'm looking on our dashboard right now, and it says there's video received a copyright claim. There's 2 of them at least.
Yeah.
So you know what? There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Robert has
thank you, Arlene, for asking that question. Yeah.
So, all right, got to give it up to Arlene. Thank you so much for asking. Also to the others who participated today: Lisa Marie Cook, Anthony Lombardo, Peter and Linda, James Saunders, David Oliver. Wow, what an amazing breakthrough session. I hope each and every one of you got something out of this. I know I did, and I've listened to Robert for more than 10 years. Every single time I get something new out of everything that Robert shares, and I hope you did.
Thank you, Craig. That's
bless
sweet.
you, man. Thank you so very much.
Bless you.
And thank you so much to Matt Hollis for being our executive producer. Matthew, bless you very much. Thank you so much for being our foundation, our rock, and Robert. Wow. You are amazing, my friend.
You're
and
amazing,
that is why we
man.
have our
Everybody's
AMAs.
amazing. It's all of us together, man. It's all of us together. Does this work? Does this work?
Let's see.
You know, if I did that, you would think that Nixon would pop up, right? No, I'm
Let
joking.
me make this perfectly clear. There you go. Now the fireworks went off.
I love you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. For those of you who want all of the information that was shared in the chat, the links and things that Robert has shared, please just in the chat, click on those 3 dots in the chat and then click Save Chat to download. It will download your computer at the conclusion of this presentation. If you are watching us on YouTube, all of the information that we shared in that chat will be on the chat on YouTube, and we also put it down in the description below. So,
see, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Pat's like one of the biggest geeks I know. And he's like, oh my God, I got to figure out how they're doing this.
I think, Pat, everybody has been saying that they have to have a Mac computer. I know I don't.
It's not only a Mac computer, but you got to have the newest update to the Mac computer.
Aha. So there you go, Pat.
All you anti-Apple people. I love you.
And there it is. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll look forward to seeing you next time here in the Inner Circle. Don't forget Saturday. Also, we have our AMAs, the Ask Me Anythings with Robert Hollis, and every day are going lives at 12 noon Pacific. So until next time, everybody, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. And I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody so we can all say so long.
Bye.
Robert, you're the best.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Greg, Matt,
Thank you.
Phil, Shauna, Jerome, Arthur, Peter and Linda. Love you. Mike. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, James, Randy, Matthew. Love you guys.
Bye, Matt, Craig.
See you guys later. Love you guys.